Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a sweet and kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She lived with her father, who loved her dearly. Sadly, when her mother passed away, her father married a woman with two daughters of her own, hoping to provide Cinderella with a new family. But when her father passed away too, everything changed. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters revealed their true nature. They were cold, selfish, and cruel. They resented Cinderella's beauty and kindness and made her do all the household chores. From dawn until dusk, Cinderella scrubbed floors, washed dishes, cooked meals, and tended to the fire, while her stepmother and stepsisters lounged in luxury, dressed in the finest clothes, and attended grand parties. Cinderella was forced to wear rags and sleep by the fireplace in the ashes, earning her the nickname Cinderella. Despite her hardships, Cinderella remained gentle and hopeful, always dreaming of a better life. Her only friends were the birds and mice in the house, who would cheer her up and help with her tasks whenever they could. One day, a royal messenger arrived in the village with an announcement from the king. The prince was holding a grand ball at the palace, inviting all the young women in the kingdom. The prince hoped to find a bride among them. Cinderella's stepsisters were thrilled and spent days preparing for the ball. They bought the finest gowns, glittering jewels, and beautiful shoes. As they dressed for the ball, Cinderella couldn't help but dream of going too. She approached her stepmother, heart full of hope. "May I go to the ball as well?" Cinderella asked timidly. Her stepmother sneered. "You? Go to the ball? You have nothing to wear, and besides, who would want to see a girl like you?" Her stepsisters laughed, mocking her for even daring to ask. They left for the ball, leaving Cinderella behind, heartbroken. As Cinderella sat alone by the fireplace, tears streaming down her face, a soft glow filled the room. To her amazement, a fairy godmother appeared before her, radiating kindness and warmth. "Don't cry, dear child," the fairy godmother said. "You shall go to the ball." With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed a nearby pumpkin into a magnificent carriage. The mice turned into fine horses, the old horse became a coachman, and the dog turned into a footman. Then, with another wave of her wand, Cinderella's rags became a dazzling gown of shimmering silver and glass slippers that sparkled like diamonds. "Now, off you go to the ball," the fairy godmother said, "but remember, the magic will wear off at the stroke of midnight, so you must leave the ball before then." Cinderella was overjoyed and thanked her fairy godmother before stepping into the carriage and setting off for the palace. When she arrived at the ball, everyone was captivated by her beauty, including the prince. He asked her to dance, and they spent the evening together, twirling around the grand ballroom. Cinderella was so happy that she nearly forgot about the time. As the clock began to chime midnight, Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's warning. She dashed out of the ballroom, leaving the prince and everyone else in wonder. As she ran down the palace steps, one of her glass slippers slipped off, but she didn't stop to retrieve it. She hurried into the carriage just as the clock struck 12, and in an instant, the magic faded. The carriage turned back into a pumpkin, the animals returned to their original forms, and Cinderella found herself in her old rags, holding only one glass slipper as a memory of that magical night. The next day, the prince was determined to find the mysterious girl who had captured his heart. He ordered his servants to take the glass slipper and try it on every young woman in the kingdom. They searched high and low, but no one could fit the delicate slipper.